with 3 rounds left of the championship. The MX2 title chase could be over this weekend, but there's still a lot to play for further on down the championship standings. We're going to come to our first rider, Glenn Coldenhoff. Glenn, it's okay, no worries. You're just 3 points behind Christophe Charlier at the moment in 4th. But over the last 3 rounds, you've had the better results out of the 2 of you. Do you think you've got enough what it takes to knock him off 4th position this weekend?
I hope so. That's the goal, you know. It's going to be pretty tough because I actually don't really like this track, and but I showed the speed now in the pre-qualifying, so we see what happens.
And hey, after last weekend, what's stopping you?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Well, best of luck out there this weekend. We're going to carry on. Obviously, last weekend we saw Glenn take his first ever World Championship podium. He was very, very happy. We'll also have a word with Tim Geiser. Tim, obviously moving up this year to the MX2 class full time. Tim, last weekend you had your best result of the season so far. What do you think made the difference?
Yeah, in the bike I don't have any more the problems with the bike, with the engine, so it's a little bit better, because in the beginning I have a lot of problems with the bike, but now it's getting better and better, so we will see what I can do here.
Good to hear, best of luck this weekend. And we'll come to our final rider of the MX2 qualifying race. We'll have a word with Elliot Banks-Brown. Elliot, we're going to talk about your season as a whole. You made a fair start to the championship, then kind of got a bit lost along the way, but last weekend, a decent result.
Yeah, no, last week was better. You know, I've had a lot of trouble through the year. Started off all right, and then, yeah, had a big dip in the season, but seem to be getting better now. We got a bike set up a lot better, so we just struggled a bit in practice today, but try and get a good start and, you know, get a good gate pick for tomorrow to try and, you know, improve.
And there were a few KTM factory technicians spotted in the awning last weekend. Have they been able to put a finger on anything that's been going on?
Yeah, we changed a few things, and we've been testing the week as well, so we got a few things sorted. So yeah, the bike's a lot better now, so hopefully we can have a good result here and you know, carry it on throughout the rest of the season for these last few rounds.
Thanks, Elliot. All the best. Right, let's see the MX2 qualifying race.
It was a hot weekend here so far at Locket in the Czech Republic, and a brand new start straight as well. Downhill into right-hander. Dean Ferris, Jake Nichols getting caught up, and so too Jason Clement on the 817 Kawasaki. They had to pick themselves up and rejoin the race, but up front it was number 17 Silver Action KTM of Jose Butron of Spain, and right behind him the Monster Energy Yamaha 23 Christophe Charlier, Dylan Ferrandis there in yellow at the top of the hill. On the 122 Bud Rockstar Racing Kawasaki and Glenn Coldenhoff. Mel Pocock had a mid-pack start, around about 16th, and a couple of positions behind him was Max Anstey and also Maxime Dupre. But up front, for the first 3 laps, Jose Butron was pushed all the way by the number 23 of Charlier, who eventually found a way through at the start of lap 4 and looked to try and put himself clear of the rest of the field. He opened up a few seconds as well over Butron. Glenn Coldenhoff on the standing construct KTM, number 259, was hanging on in there in 3rd position, but then he would suffer a problem as well. And around about lap 5, that would drop him down to 15th and eventually come back into 11th. But Charlier was looking good at the head of the field and looking at picking up pole position. But Jeffrey Herlings, our championship leader, who didn't make a good start, he was on the charge. He'd just found a way past the 59 of Alexander Tonkov on the Ester Motorsports Honda, and that put him up into 3rd place. And then he would go after Jose Butron. Behind Tonkov was the number 300 of Alessandro Lupino, as Jake Nichols battled through. Roman Fevre, his teammate, was coming under pressure from Jordi Tixier, but a couple of mistakes for Tixier meant that he would start 9th, drop to 11th, and get back to 7th by the time the checkered flag fell. Tim Geiser was having a good ride in 8th place. We just saw a flash of him there, the 243, but then he would suffer a problem and end up finishing down in 28th place. Jake Nichols was on the charge and up into 16th position, but then he had a big crash as well, and that would cost him a lot of time and places. Eventually he would come home in 24th on the Will van der Staan JM Racing KTM. But Jeffrey Herlings had found a way past Charlier with about 5 laps to go, and eventually Herlings on the Red Bull Factory KTM came home to take the checkered flag. Charlier was second, Boutron was third.
Jeffrey, it's the start of a very important weekend for you. Not a great start to the opening lap, but how did you find the rest of the qualifying race?
Was pretty well, you know, pretty much missed my start and was struggling with some wheel spin, but managed to come out around 10th place and work my way up to the front and, you know, cruise home. So it's a good start, especially for the Saturday. So looking forward to tomorrow, have a good gate pick and hope to finish off and get the championship.
Best of luck this weekend.